Guess what? I'm all by myself. The thumbnail lied. I have no idea if Polly is coming or not, but we will see. I have given him the link twofold, as in both places that I can contact Polly. But for right now, it seems that we are down an otter. Otter down, otter down. This show's starting off to a great start, isn't it? It's what did you just walk into? Well, this is cocktail hour, and technically we're supposed to have two of us here, me and Polydub. But Polydub is not here, and it is just me. Therefore, we will suffer together alone. He might just be breathing hard. He might. Who knows? Which leaves me high and dry in terms of conversationalism, which means that I'm just going to be talking at you for the next hour and a half or so, which is fine. I don't think you guys don't mind, do you? Hopefully not. But I was asked, what are we drinking this evening? And that is a good question. I didn't refrigerate it because I only got home just a few minutes ago. Not a few minutes ago. But I got back from fall break, because yes, we have those at my school. I got back from fall break just around like 6 o'clock, and the show starts at 8. So I've only had 2 hours, and 2 of those hours were spent going to the bathroom, lugging everything up 2 flights of stairs, and putting everything away. And also, I had to resituate my setup here, update all the things, because after a week, Windows likes to shift things around and such. It's fine. But I also got the stream geared up, so we Gucci. Yes, Chicago Mike. Polly is known for his promptness. That he is. And thank you, John Woodruff, for the $2. Grow up, you sissy. I'm not a sissy. I'm an adult person now. See, I have a drinking permit. Daniel Fulman asks, what did you do with your Sargon pillow? It's in the closet right now. It's in that closet over there. I haven't decided what we're going to do with it in terms of the grand scheme of things. I'm still working that out, but it will be used in a skit on this channel. Rest assured, my friends. Rest assured. Whether or not I mail it to some other unassuming YouTuber is still up in the air. Although the last time I tried to mail something that someone mailed me in the mail onwards, Gulf City did not receive it, and there is now a floating dildo out there in the ether of the post office system. So that was unfortunate, but it happened. Anyway, so tonight I am drinking a Barefoot Pinot Grigio, just by itself, and it was gold and best of class 2016 International Women's Wine Competition. Hopefully you guys can hear me when I turn away and grab a wine glass, because yes, that was almost bad. In college, ladies and gentlemen, you should know this. Drinking apparatuses are everywhere, because when you're in college, it's not alcoholism. It's strictly it's not a drinking problem. It's just being in college. So we're gonna have this lovely alcohol, and we're going to enjoy ourselves. It seems that I have received a message from Polly. He is coming. ... So he shall be here momentarily. It is not a lie. The thumbnail is truth, which means that I need to start putting headphones on. An otter is never late, nor is he early. An otter arrives precisely when he needs to. All right, let's get Polly in here. Hi, Polly.
Hello.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Sorry for my briefest of latenesses. I was just getting my cocktail together, so I...
What are we drinking this evening, sir?
I am drinking a iced coffee and eggnog with bourbon.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's a little early for eggnog. I understand it's not Thanksgiving yet, but
it's never too early.
Well, they've got this really, I've been judged on this already, but they've got this really short period of the year where they can sell eggnog. So I understand they try and get it into stores early. And I'm not going to just let it sit there. I'm going to buy it, damn it.
Wait, so they're selling eggnog right now.
Mm-hmm.
Are you telling me? I have to go to Walmart immediately, like tomorrow, when I wake up.
I like that you and Eve have backed me up on this right away. Eve was like, and I'm like, are you going to get angry because it's not even Thanksgiving and they're selling eggnog? She's like, no, my diet's fucked now.
Yeah. I had all these grandiose plans for losing weight over the next month and a half before it was that Thanksgiving came rolling around. Because, Thanksgiving.
Right.
And it was like, I'm going to strictly stick to my diet. It's not going to be a big deal. I'm going to go to the gym like 6 out of the 7 days of the week. It's going to be great. And then you tell me that they have eggnog in stores. And now everything is ruined. Thanks, Polly. You bring both good and bad tidings.
I mean, how could people not like eggnog? I don't know. I know so many people that don't, and it's like, oh man, I've loved it since I was a kid, and oh hell yeah.
None of my cousins like eggnog. Me and my brother drink it by the half gallon because they only sell it in half gallons, which is a crime. You ever? Oh, okay. You know what's really good is for a latte, instead of using like the 2% milk that normies use, just use eggnog. Oh,
I do the eggnog and coffee thing like. Oh, it's a wonderful time of year. That's all I'm saying. That's why I decided I got into iced coffee that I didn't think I was going to like, I don't know, a couple months back. And then I had the happy idea just today. Hey, I'm doing an iced coffee, eggnog, and bourbon. We're going to see how that goes. And it's working out pretty well. I'm liking it. It comes with the Poly stamp of approval.
Yeah, not everyone does like eggnog, and I can understand it. It's a little bit thick. And some people are heathens, so there's that. Why lose weight when you can be happy? Exactly, Ryan. Exactly. I respect that notion. It is interview season though, like work interview season, and I have to fit into my interview dress. So we do have to get more form fitting over here at the Joneses establishment.
That sounds pretty body dispositive.
No, it's not. I need to look my Sunday best, Polly, in order to land a good job after college. That's going to single-handedly put me through, all of the vacations that I want to go on and travel the world. And also it needs to pay for a house, a car, health insurance, all of the jazz.
All of the things.
All of the things.
Not to mention boyfriendo, so he can sit at home and play video games while you go work.
Oh, obviously, because I'm a 21st century woman. Gosh, by diddly darn it.
That's right. He's going to be like the house dude, and you're going to go out there and work and bring home the bacon because
he would. The funny part is that he if I proposed that idea to him, he'd both love and hate it because he was raised to be, a traditional man.
Right.
Like pay for all of the dates. It's a pain in the ass to actually get my credit card across the way to the waitress whenever we go out together. And we've had physical altercations as to who's paying for the bill sometimes. Usually he wins. But every once in a while I'm like sneaky enough that I just slip it in there like, waitress, here's my card, I'm paying. But I have to do it before she brings out the drinks, otherwise it's not going to happen.
Well, see, I had this very argument with my ex-girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
And then I thought I was being clever by saying, oh, well, if you'll excuse me, I'll be right back. I just want to go use the bathroom for a moment. And she's like, oh, of course. And I got up and I went up and I gave the waitress my credit card. I said, can you like pre-authorize, $200 or whatever on my credit card? Because you hadn't ordered the drinks and possibly coffee and so forth. And I said, because I want to pay for everything. It's going to be a fight if, blah, blah, because she wants to pay her own way because she's a modern woman. And the waitress laughed and that was it, right? So I got away with it once.
Yeah, once.
Okay. The next time we went out, I think this woman who's like, a lady and a modern woman in full possession of herself and all of the things. It's around that time again. And I say, if you'll excuse me, where the fuck you going? Nowhere. I'm going to the washroom. You ain't going to no fucking washroom. She got like downright irate quick. The jig was up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I did it right in front of him, and we all both have abysmal memories. Plus, we do long distance, so it's not like he's actually going to remember it come time next time in November, late November, when it is we actually go out on another date, right? So
Right.
it's fine.
You
It's
guys
okay.
You guys don't do the video date. I used to do that with a long distance relationship. We're gonna get
No,
the
we
date.
just do phone calls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it works out well. It works out well. We watched like a movie
Mhm.
together and got the same wine, and it was like a digital meeting
Mhm.
of space.
It,
Well, she thought it was romantic. Fine.
Did you think it was romantic?
Well, it was my idea, so I was like, I want to spend time with you, and since we're drinking the same thing, it's like we're in the same room. And she goes, "Oh, that's sweet."
Aw,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I don't know. Because I like to hold boyfriend's hand, though, so it's like, it's not the same. It's the
No,
same, but it's not the same.
no, it's not the same. I agree with you, but it's an attempt in the for in lieu of better options. You know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, every once in a while, maybe I'll, have him hop on Discord and we'll voice chat there too. But it's once in a blue moon. Usually we just phone call and then the call drops midway through, or one of us gets mad at the other and we hang up and then the other calls back. And, so a 2-hour conversation is broken up into like 3 parts.
Do the okay.
It's charming, but it's also super immature. But you have to remember we're very
That you're
immature
super
children.
immature. Okay.
Yeah, you have to remember that. But it's charming.
Charmingly immature. I get it.
Exactly. Actually, okay, I have a story to tell everybody from this week, actually, about boyfriend and the traditionalist woman nonsense,
Mm-hmm.
So my grandmother, Nana Jones, she is the ripe old age of 84-ish. So she's got a very classic perspective on how relationships are supposed to work between men and women. Back in the day before she was married to my grandfather and, we had Tinder, her dating life consisted of having a man take her out every night of the week, except for Sunday, of course, because that was the Lord's Day. But she had a different guy for every day of the week. My grandfather was Tuesday. Her favorite guy, his name was, oh God, I can't remember. But the guy that she was really in love with was on Saturday. Obviously, that didn't work out. Reason being is because my grandfather, I guess, he charmed the pants off of my grandmother's mother, and also he could provide travel around the world, whereas the other guy on Saturday could not. So that's why my grandmother married my grandfather, not because they loved each other necessarily. Anyway, but that brings us to what happened when they were in their married life. And so my grandmother is giving me and my boyfriend some advice this week because we took her out to dinner. But she's giving us some advice this week on what to do when it is that we settle into our married lives.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to do with the financial situation, Polly. So she doesn't have anything against working women because she was a working woman. She was a teacher for the better part of like 30 years or whatever. So she's got no problem with women bringing in a paycheck. What she has a problem with is women handling the paycheck. So what happened when she was married to my grandfather is she gave my grandfather the paycheck, or it went all to him. Everything in that paycheck went to him, plus his own. And then he gave her a weekly allowance of $25 that was supposed to cover everything from like personal purchases, but also the groceries as well.
Also the groceries.
Also the groceries.
For both
but
of
this,
them.
Well, eventually, yes. Or initially, yes. Eventually, though, it became 4 of them because then you have to take into account my father and my aunt.
Right.
So they had 2 kids. So she got an allowance of $25 a week, and that did not change. And then, of course, she got $25 on holiday seasons per person to buy whatever she wanted for those people.
Mm-hmm.
but it was $25 per person, only during the holidays. So she's talking to my boyfriend, and she says to him, "You should only give Weebo $25 of allowance every week." Only $25 of allowance. And then she goes on to regale what I just told you about the $25 and such. Only $25. That's it. No more, no less. And my boyfriend is sitting there looking at me like, and my grandmother, she doesn't pick up on any of these like little intricate facial details because she's blind, basically. Right. So, you know, she's just powering through all this stuff, not knowing that she just said something horrifically anti-PC in that sense. And boyfriend's looking at me, and I, being the little instigator that I am, I look over at my grandmother. I look away from boyfriend, and I go, "Nana, why can't I handle the finances?" So she goes, "Women are horrible with money. Your aunt, my sister, my older sister, was so controlling with money, it was ridiculous. No. The men should be in charge of the money. You only get $25 a week from Anthony when you guys are married. No more, no less. That's it. That's all. No more. Women are horrible with finances. You can't depend on women at all." My grandmother is the biggest misogynist I've ever met.
I'm liking Nana Jones more and more the longer this story goes on.
But yeah, no, I got a whole host of just little tidbits of Nana Jones hating on the fairer sex ever since I was a wee tot. She's, oh gosh.
Well, okay. It's like, oh, well, that's some anachronistic statement from a bygone era and so forth. But might I bring up for a modern piece of evidence, Elizabeth Warren? Not exactly the best with money. Am I right?
In what way? I'm not 100% up to date on current news because I was on break, so I don't pay attention.
She's just your Medicare for all, or it wouldn't be Medicare, Medicaid. It would just be health care for all, universal health care for all, including, what are they? Undocumented citizens at this point, whatever the language would be.
Now I get what you're talking about.
This plan would be larger than the entire federal budget, including like defense and every other matter of the federal government, including all of the funding to universities for which she pretended to be a woman of color to be employed at, partially covering her salary, her misbegotten salary.
Of course. How could I forget such shenanigans?
It's like, wait a minute. It's like, Elizabeth Warren, do you realize that large parts of the federal budget have to be borrowed and mortgaged against the future, thus increasing the inflation rate and decreasing the amount of American security bonds? And you want to spend more than that entire federal budget in addition to the already extant federal budget to cover health care for a whole bunch of people, and a bunch of them that aren't even within the system, and of course not paying into it additionally. See what I mean? Nana Jones knew of which she spoke, is what I'm saying.
Well, actually, I think that Nana Jones is only uniquely right in that the only person that I've ever seen that is, like, firsthand account-wise, that I've ever seen who is absolutely horrible with money is Nana Jones. Because she's the type of woman who not only tips 20% of the bill in all cases, no matter what, right? She also tips the bread boy, the water person, the person who cleans the table of dishes, the coat hanger. She tips everybody. Not that she has any of the money to actually spend on tipping, but now that no one is there to stop her, because my grandfather has passed this last year. I mean, my dad tries his darndest to get her to not spend, but whenever she goes to the store to buy groceries, she has the option to get cash back, So she can just grab $20, $40, $100 in cash from the register whenever it is that she goes to check out groceries weekly. And it's not a big deal because no one's going to stop her because no one's there to stop her. Except for my uncle who takes her shopping. But I don't think he could even stand up to this woman when she puts her mind to something. Because what are you going to do?
No,
Tell an
chat.
84-year-old woman not to do that with her own money?
No, of course not. But I'd like to just pull back with chat here for a second and like, y'all, did you notice the part of the story that Weebo just tried to slip by? I picked up on it. I think you did too.
What?
Weebo's always crying broke, but she frequents restaurants where they have dedicated bread boys. I don't.
My grandmother frequents them. I go to McDonald's and KFC. Thank you very much.
Sure you do. The jig is up.
I get the $5 fill up.
The jig is up. It's fine. This is just cry broke to treat those super chats to finance a lifestyle full of bread boys and hanger people. I get it. It's
my grandmother took us out. I want you to know that. I mean, like, we drove her because she can't drive because she's blind, but she wanted to go there. All right.
I don't know. These sounds like the protests of a guilty woman. That's what I'm thinking. So,
all right, calm down, Polly. I have a smoking jacket dub.
So, which I bought at a vintage store on half my then girlfriend's credit at the consignment joint. You know,
I went to Goodwill this weekend and I got a full-on fur fox coat for $10.
Fur is murder, Weebs.
Shut up. It's for a character.
It's for a. I'm sorry.
It's for a character on the channel.
Oh, a character. Okay, I thought you said a carrot bear. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Do you do a throwback woman of class and such as a character?
No, but this is gonna be it's gonna be an interesting character. His name is going to be Boris Rushnikov. As in Russia knockoff.
Gotcha.
And that's all I'm gonna say about the matter for right now.
I'm gonna reiterate my statements and requests as before. I really want Detective Jones to come visit Noir Bar.
Yeah.
In costume.
Well, I also picked up a trench coat at Goodwill while I was there. So.
Is it relatively sized to you, or is it dragging on the ground? Oh, cool.
It's relatively sized to me. It's a more fitted trench coat for like $5 at Goodwill. It was great. Thank you, Mash, for the $2 over on the super chats. Weebo, click the link I posted in chat. I did, and it took me to the horsecock video, and I cannot play that on the air because we are a family-friendly establishment as of last year for reasons that I will not get into. But upon graduation, I will play all the horsecock that you want.
Got it. Upon graduation, Weebs is going full e-thought. Nice. Be your own woman.
Sure.
Actually, so we did a Noir Bar last night, and Jack, Quiz, and Pat, your boy Pat, were all there. And we had a fun conversation on the distinction between e-thoughts and cam girls. And why we all seem to have an issue with e-thoughts, but cam girls, that's fine.
Why? Wait, what? That's Polly. You okay?
Yes.
Still there?
Yes.
Okay. I thought you were like pausing for effect, and then you paused for so much longer than I thought you would.
No, that was the full. No, there was a period there, or an intended one anyway.
There's a period. Did you want to add something to that?
No, you just reminded me of that conversation that I had that somehow peered through my hungover fog. I was like, oh yeah, we talked about that last night because I said e-thoughts, and I thought, oh yeah,
it's because e-thoughts. Wait, what's so bad about? What's wrong with e-thoughts again? Like, I mean, I know that there's people have individual about e-thoughts. One, that they get away with too much on Twitch comparatively to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
But is that it? Is that the only reason?
Well, that's why I ended up saying it's like we're obviously not talking about anybody who's just like is female and plays games and is open to donations and is on Twitch with followers on Twitch. No. That's not who you mean. I'm talking about a very particular subset of this group of individuals that are, always got the titties on display, You somehow see the top of their head, their face, and their cleavage all in one shot because they particularly aim their camera angle just so to be able to accomplish that. They're forever.
That angle is from above. Let's be honest. It's not just because of the cleavage. It's also just because it's very thinning of your face.
Okay, very thinning of the face as well. And anyway, the point is that they're angling for a given beauty look, and they are forever bending over to pick things up. Now, if someone were to reference the hair, the makeup, the breasticles, the so forth, there would certainly be someone who they get all irate and like, how dare you call attention to this blah blah, all the sexist harassment that I put up with online. And it's like, you're deliberately intentionally putting your body on display. You're calling everybody who super chats you or hits you up with a donation sweetie and so forth, and you have particular people that and you're engendering this relationship with particular high donors and so forth. It's a hustle, and I can respect the hustle. What I can't respect is that when somebody will comment upon, let's say, the cleavage that you're deliberately putting on display without fail every single time, you're going to get mad about it. Cam girls are doing the exact same thing. Some of them are raunchier than others. Some engage in masturbatory acts and others do not. There's girls that just sit there as cam girls and play video games naked and blah blah blah. There's an honesty and a straightforwardness in one, and a bunch of lying, duplicitous bullshit involved in the other.
So you'd rather them be upfront about what it is that they're doing rather than trying to masquerade it as something that it isn't.
That's a great way to say it. What angers guys, I think, is the self-righteous masquerade, where it's like, if you call out what it is I'm doing, that I make obvious what I'm doing, I'm going to jump behind some how dare you wall. And it's like, what do you mean, how dare you? This is obviously what you're up to. It walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. I just called it a duck. Oh, it's not a duck. How dare you? It's like,
it's obviously a mallard.
You've all potatoes. Don't spoil your stream. I haven't seen it yet. Well, good luck making it through that slog. We were drinking and it ran 4.5 hours. So
you talked for 4.5 hours of the difference between ethons and cam girls.
God, no. We talked about everything under the sun. That was like 15 minutes tops.
God. Because I was gonna say, you got bigger problems than ethons if you're talking for 4 hours about ethons.
No. But Ryan Walters reminds me of Greta. How dare you? I really need that on a sound pad. That came up a whole bunch of times last night. I need a sound pad, Weebs.
So you need a sound pad then?
I definitely do. Like,
ladies and gentlemen, you will find in the description linked below Polydub's Streamlabs. Please donate to Poly so that he can get a sound pad for the show, because you definitely want to hear some fun things like "How dare you" or what have you.
Well, one thing that I definitely want to do is, I don't know what it is, but the Noir Bar opens late here, which is actually only early evening for our Aussie contingent down south. And I don't know what it is with them, but they generate or donate very generously. Yeah. And often don't leave any kind of statement to read. So it's like, oh, well, that was a very generous donation. I got nothing to say but stumble over various thank yous and gratitudes. And that's what I need a sound pad for. I play the Australian national anthem or some kind of Aussie joke thing, whatever. Have like 2 or 3 things set up for that.
Thank you to Lion Patriot, who donated $25 of my weekly allowance to say, I expect this to last you a week. Whoa. Please donate to my weekly allowance.
That's good. I like that. Well done.
Well, okay. You know what's funny is that what my grandfather did for my grandmother, I've done for myself, taking into account inflation, of course. So he would give her $25 a week for groceries and what have you. I would give myself $40 a week for groceries and what have you as well. Now, if I needed to up the ante, per week on what it is that it needed, like if I needed to buy extra socks or whatever, $40 could usually do it. But that extra whatever I would have to account for in my annual or my monthly budget. Because on top of that, I had the monthly expenses as well, like, paying for gas or paying for textbooks or paying for Adobe subscription or paying for the vidIQ nonsense, which I'm not sure is paying off quite yet, but I'll let you know in another month.
You remind I keep forgetting that some people do pay for Adobe. Huh.
Mm-hmm. I pay for the student package though.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I paid for mine.
Polly, we can talk after the stream.
That was the look from LA Noire that the detective gives while the game's waiting for you to press X to doubt. I felt that stare right through the camera. That was intense.
Did it burn into your soul there? But thank you, Lion. That's going to pay for the fedora that I need to buy this week, too, for the episode of Weebo Jones Ruins Everything.
You know what? Brad Young has a good question that I don't actually know the answer to. It's like, did Poly mean sound pad as in the software or an actual sound pad like a MIDI pad? I've seen the streaming pads and they're pretty cool, but I don't think I need that. I am of the belief that there has to be some kind of way to map your keyboard to a series of hotkeys that you yourself have mapped out that are displayed on screen.
There is in OBS.
Is there that your QWERTY keys across the top will just be labeled and you know what they are because they're on display as like a legend on screen at the time? I have to imagine somebody thought of this before me and has already done it.
A little behind the scenes nonsense for you. For side quests, what I know that Magog does is he bought a separate like keyboard especially for side quests, and he colored in the specific keys with regards to he's did. And you have maybe 180 something keys allotted to different attack things with corresponding sounds and images that pop up on screen and effects and transitions and whatever. And they're all allotted to specific things. But he can't use the keyboard for anything other than the hotkeys while he's streaming side quest. Right. Because everything's programmed on OBS for just that specifically.
You know, this reminds me, somebody said one time they went to I was talking to somebody after a stream I was on, and they said, you know what I did? I bought one of those num pads that was USB, and that's what I used as my sound pad. Like it was just the quadrant num pad, like, you know, on extended keyboards, but it was a separate pad that you plug into a laptop if it doesn't have one of those and you need it. And it was like $20 and they were done, and they mapped that as their separate keyboard. So they still had access to, I'm like, that's a nice grad student broke way to go. Now that I'm reminded of that.
Huh. I might get one of those if we ever, you know, make this into more than just a talk show between the two of us. If I feel like I need to. But
you mean leave alone StreamYard and do an actual OBS thing, which you're totally capable of, but lays out?
Yeah, I am pretty lazy at the moment. Because it takes a lot of shenanigans, and for whatever reason, OBS doesn't 100% like me. StreamYard has been working pretty good for the moment, so I paid for the subscription when they had a sale. And I'm going to make some stuff, and they have banners.
You totally do. The label's gone. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, you've got the fancy pants one. Well, good on you.
And I can change the colors and make them fancy, and you know, like for instance, we are red, Polly. Can you see that?
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, we're sort of this maroon. It matches my smoking jacket. I approve.
Yes, see. I'm glad you approve, because that's what I strive for in all things.
Well,
Polydub approval.
I was only busting your balls because I was going to ask you why StreamYard instead of OBS, because I know you do, can, and have OBS. I don't know what it is like. I was talking about this actually yesterday on Noir Bar on my channel. It must be something I'm doing wrong, because it feels like such a like wrestling a bear to get a fucking OBS stream up.
Yeah,
like it's open OBS, then open a tab, go to your creator studio, then start an event, and then type in the information for your event if you're not working off of a template. And then go into info and set it for the current time, and then go over to then start streaming over in OBS, and then pop out chat, and then grab the URL from chat and insert it so there's a chat capture. And those are just like the first 13 steps, and there's 10 more. And people are like, well, you're just clicking a series of buttons. And it's like, man, believe me, it becomes a fucking grind doing it.
Yeah. Imagine having to do that every single time you wanted to go live instead of just, here, I'm going to grab the description, make the StreamYard set for this time, put in the thumbnail that I've been working my ass off to do. And, I could actually, in the side over here, I have the ability to create banners. I can do brand stuff that includes a logo, an overlay, a background. And I can do things like, well, I can do overlays for the entire screen too, right? Brand color, which is the nice maroon red that you see on the thing. The background, in case it's just, I could change your background too, Polly, if I really wanted to.
Instead of just being the sort of dark gray it is.
Yeah, I could probably, here, you know what? Let's experiment with that right now.
Options.
Yeah, let's see. Let's give.
What just happened?
My light went on.
Oh, it's like, is a UFO landing behind you?
Nope, the light just went on. I don't know why it does that. It's probably going to start flickering now and give me a seizure, but that's okay because, the internet likes to look at that kind of stuff, I hear. Let me find like a suitable background. No.
Because I saw it. The reason I ask is that I saw a number of streamers that I watch, content creators that also do streams on YouTube, excuse me, that started with OBS after Hangouts on Air went away. And they had a great setup. Like they had transitions, like they were created in Adobe After Effects and animated transitions and great on-screen advertising, all sorts of business that somebody had obviously set up for them or they had spent hours creating. And then they went over to Streamlabs after a couple of weeks. And it's like, I think you guys are all doing it because of the relative ease of getting everything set. Ooh, look at that.
That would be what that does. Okay, it's not resetting your background. It's resetting the background. Okay. That makes sense.
It's fancy. It turns both of us into like 1080 by 1920 widescreens.
It does. Well, no, actually, I set that as that. That's what that is. Okay. I can delete the background. Oh, you know what I could do is I could set the... Oh, speaking of backgrounds, did you like the thumbnail that I created? I could use that as the background too.
I actually do like that thumbnail a lot. It's cocktail oriented. It's bar-esque. It's colorful. It's a win.
I'm still working on implementing some, the animations, the you and me's of that. So I'm trying to.
Right.
I half completed the otter, and now I'm working on the me.
Gotcha.
The me version. Yes, that's what I wanted to say.
Ooh, I can add a background to StreamYards. Remind me to get Gaji's feet.
Confirmed. Polly likes fruity drinks. Have you ever had a fruity drink? They're delicious.
Oh, I've had all the drinks. I had a friend crack a joke back in the day that I've never forgotten. It's like somebody said, "Oh, I'm not doing that's a girly drink." He goes, "You mean drinks that taste good?" I was like, "Yeah, right."
Yeah, that's actually what their purpose is.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do actually genuinely like the taste of Scotch and bourbon. Those are my weapons of choice. But that's because you like the big oaky vanilla, brown sugar, caramelly flavor. That's what's coming through with bourbon mostly. And then with Scotch, you get the little bit of peatiness and a lighter oakiness. But we won't go down that overly descriptive route too far.
Of course not.
When it comes to stuff like I don't know. I'd call a White Russian a girly drink.
Really?
People think of it as such, and it's like, no, it just tastes good. What's wrong with a White Russian?
See, I just associate it with the Big Lebowski, and I could not see it as a girly drink after that for any reason. Because I mean, you've seen Big Lebowski, right? The dude is how do I put this gently?
Single-handedly responsible for promoting White Russian drinking in the modern era?
No, I was just going to say the antithesis of femininity.
Good call. Yeah.
I mean, does anyone think that he isn't?
No,
um,
it is. I mean, it's vodka, Kahlua, and it's supposed to be cream, but you can actually get away with whole milk if you want to. It's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, let's
Hey,
figure it out right now, Weebs. What would a White Russian with eggnog instead of cream or milk be called? A Russian nog?
no,
A Noginsky?
no, a Saint Nicholas.
Win. Yes, that's it. I approve. That's this is great. A Saint Nicholas. Hell yeah. That's a win.
I like that. I like that name, and I'm gonna try it, and then I'm gonna patent it. It's a White Russian, but with eggnog instead.
Mm-hmm.
We don't carry eggnog. Well, you should.
No, I'm 100% behind this. I'm going to tweet about this. This is a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't. I know it's going to be good, even though I haven't had it because it's just eggnog. So it ends up being creamier with fall and winter spice.
Oh, I like this. You know,
Yeah.
my family has Christmas parties, right? And so everyone in the family, that's roughly 20 to 30 people.
Yep.
That's not everyone. That's a good majority of the people within this area. We have a lot of Polish family members, so you know what that means.
Yeah.
We have Christmas parties, and everyone likes alcohol during the Christmas times. And I think I'm going to put that out as also along with my alcoholic eggnog, which is just, eggnog, or not eggnog, alcoholic hot chocolate, which is just hot chocolate with peppermint schnapps mixed in with it. But
Nice.
It's like in a crock pot, so you just ladle it out. It's kind of like mead or mulled mead.
Right.
Except hot chocolate. And it's delicious. But
mulled mead.
Is it? No, mulled mead. No, mulled wine. There we go.
No, right. That's okay. I thought you realized that and you're actually just heating up and spicing mead and calling it mulled mead.
No, it's actually wine. Yeah.
And Cynical Lindsay just verified the recipe. It's like, yes, so replace milk with eggnog and a White Russian. Yep, and that's a St. Nicholas. I'm a fan.
Havoc, Vladimirovich Stalinov for $2 said, "Someone call for a White Russian, da?" Yes, how did you know?
That's why I call Havoc just, Havoc.
Cynical Lindsay just poured a little too much Crown. Help. There's no such thing.
Crown and eggnog? Well, yeah, that's a win. See, I know that everybody's really fond of the eggnog and rum, and I get that. It's a classic combo, especially eggnog and spiced rum. But yeah. I'm an eggnog and bourbon kind of guy. I like the extra oakiness and caramelliness in there that only bourbon can bring.
That's fair. I was gonna say something, but I completely lost my train of thought. Oh my god.
That's what happens when you drink.
I feel it. I'm only a third of my way down in this bottle. I have 3 articles to read and then 5 articles to summarize for my thesis this evening. Polly, after we get done here, what have you done?
Blame me. Wow.
Yeah. Well, you came to me with this idea. Hey, let's get together on Sunday evenings and do a stream together. What should we call it? Cocktail hour. All right.
Well, see, I'm curious.
Actually, that was a joint effort.
Why not? Well, actually, I'd probably do the same. I was going to say, why not schedule it for later on Sunday? And then you can do your work late afternoon or whatever, early evening, and then do it afterwards. But
because I work on Mondays. I have to wake up early.
Yeah, but you're still it's the same amount of time you're expending to do cocktail hour and work. It's just the order you're doing them in.
I guess. But the reading flow for me when it is that I'm going through articles, because you've read psychological articles, right? They can be dry as fuck.
And constantly broken up with inline citations. Yeah, they're a ball.
I think the flow of reading actually gets better the drunker I am. The more intoxicated I am. There we go.
Well,
I remember what I was gonna say. Sorry, someone brought up Kahlua, and instantly I just had like this. I know. So I was drinking with my parents, my dad and his girlfriend, a few
Uh-huh.
weeks ago for Parents Weekend because they came down to visit. We went to this little dive bar, hole in the wall type place, and I really wanted to buy them shots because I was so far gone and so were they, so it didn't matter at that point.
Sure.
Like 1 a.m. What else are you gonna do? Shots. All right, because that's my thing. When I went to VidCon, I bought people shots and stuff. So we're doing it here at this get together, and I didn't know what everyone wanted. So I told the bartender, dealer's choice, which is always like a toss up because sometimes you get stuff that you're not quite fond of if the bartender is, not ideal. But this bartender knew what she was doing. Immediately, she's like, I got you. So she pours me, my dad, his girlfriend, and my cousin was there with his parents as well. So the 6 of us get this shot and we drink it, and it tastes delicious, but dangerously so because it's all alcohol. And it was called a Buckeye. The Buckeye consists of equal parts peanut butter vodka. No, it's either peanut butter vodka or peanut butter whiskey or chocolate vodka and chocolate whiskey. It's one of those two, but it's switched up. I have it written down somewhere because I want to make it again. It's also got Kahlua and it's got Bailey's Irish Cream. Over ice, mix it up in a shaker, and then just pour it out equal parts to everyone else. And it tastes like a freaking more delicious Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Huh.
It's dangerous how delicious it is. It doesn't taste like alcohol in the slightest.
You don't ever do just, are you always doing mix shots? You don't ever do just shots of?
Well, because I didn't choose the shot. I said, bartendress, you choose. Because I didn't know what else everyone wanted to drink. And so she just picked like a crowd favorite, I guess, or something. I'd never heard of this before. Usually I just do straight up tequila.
Nice.
I like to live dangerously. But this was great.
I'm still a fan of tequila shots. And I'm not one of these people. I've noticed that the direction has gone where it's like, oh no, high-end tequila, and it's always name brand. I hate when people do that. It's like, I want a shot of Patron, and it's, oh, fuck off. It's
Jose Cuervo.
Yeah, Jose Cuervo. And you can't do the salt and lime because it's good tequila, so you shoot it straight up. I don't know where this pattern came from, but I don't approve. I like the salt and lime with tequila.
I prefer lemon.
Yeah I could do that too.
I just do.
Hey, citrusy and salt and then tequila, it all just goes together magically is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I'm looking for an alien brain hemorrhage. I grabbed a picture of this shot. You should give it a shot one time. Give it a shot.
Give it a shot. Hey. Joe Linder says tequila is disgusting. Well, only if you get sick off of it. But don't ever do that. Don't allow yourself to get sick off of it. There's a way to drink tequila that doesn't result in living in front of the toilet for the next 6 hours, all right? Trust me. I know how to do it. I have yet to actually suffer a hangover, passing out, throwing up, any of the negative effects of alcohol intoxication. It's always been a good time for me. I'm a responsible drinker.
So what you're trying to tell me is that you've never drank properly.
I've drank. Okay,
Well,
is it proper if you're getting passed out in front of the toilet? Really?
It's part of the game, girl.
No, it's not.
I'm not saying that's what your goal is. It just ends up happening. It's invariant.
Not if you're a responsible drinker.
So a bad drinker.
Why does being a bad drinker have to involve a modicum of irresponsibility? Why?
Because alcohol, by its very nature, inhibits your good decision-making ability.
But even when I'm like giggle happy drunk off of a freaking adios motherfucker, have you ever had one of those?
I have not.
Okay, wait, do you know what goes in it?
I do not.
Everything.
Ah, is it a bar mat shot?
No.
Okay.
Look it up while I'm talking. But even when I've had that much, I'm the most responsible person that I've ever met. And I don't know why. It's just naturally ingrained in me. It's innate in my personality that I make good decisions that don't result in the worst possible outcome. I don't know. It's second nature. It's first nature. I don't know.
Ah, there we go. Okay.
Mhm.
Screen share, share screen, share second screen, and share. There it is. That's an alien brain hemorrhage. Hemorrhage.
What is the alien brain made out of? Because I see that there's a chunky bit in there. Is that
It's
like
not
a
actually chunky.
cream?
It's all still liquid. They're just different alcohols that all have different densities, so they stay
Yeah.
separated from each other. So on the
Yes.
bottom
What
is
cream
on
alcohol is that?
the bottom is grenadine.
Okay.
Uh, a
Is
small
that
amount of grenadine, which is just for flavor. That's just raspberry sugar water or pomegranate sugar water. In the middle is orange triple sec, which most triple secs are, and then Bailey's Irish cream is the
that makes
brown,
sense? Yep.
and then blue curacao is the top.
Interesting. Okay.
And
That looks
it just looks just funky as hell. It looks like it's coagulated, but it hasn't. It's just the different density of the liqueurs keep them separate in this really weird, funky looking way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that reminds me of a roommate that I had last semester. He made a Christmas special that was half Irish Bailey's Irish cream and half Jaeger, and it actually didn't taste that bad.
Huh.
It sounds sticky to drink, says Jolander.
Yeah, man. It is.
Probably.
Jolanda, you're not wrong. It is, I mean, sugary as fuck. I mean, honestly, all of those things are additives, not liquors in themselves. If you notice that, they're all like things you put in other cocktails to mix in small amounts. And so they're really, really sugary. To drink
Yeah.
nothing but that. You're ordering it because it looks funky.
Because it's a novelty item.
Yes, you're ordering it as a novelty, not much
You
else.
know, in the same way that you order something that is alcoholic that is on fire for whatever reason.
Hey, Weebs, let me ask you a question. Where you're at, do they sell Oots chips or Uts? Some people insist upon calling them.
I need to. I don't know what that is. Ots chips. How do you spell that?
UTZ.
UTZ.
Yeah.
Oots.
There, they look like this.
No, never seen these before in my life.
They sell my two favorites. I mean, they sell regular, like just salt potato chips, but they have the crab chip, which they say with Chesapeake Bay crab seasoning because they don't want to use the word Old Bay because that's trademarked. But that's
Oh,
exactly what it is. They're potato chips with Old Bay seasoning on them, and they're just fucking fantastical. And then they got this other one called Red Hots, which is a sweet hot barbecue sauce flavored chip, and they're magical. And I just came across a picture of these, and so many
you
people
know,
are like, I've never even heard of this company, and I'm like, they're old. Oots or Uts, some people insist they're called. Yeah, man.
unpopular opinion. I'm not a big fan of barbecue chips. Like I like it in any other capacity. I'll put barbecue on my chicken or my French fries or what have you, but
Right.
not on my chips. And the reason why is because I like my chips since they're crunchy. I like them to have like a punch in the face type of flavor, which is why I like the sea salt vinegar taste more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just I don't. That's the best tasting chip, and maybe the jalapenos after that, the lime, and then after that, I'm not a super big fan of chips unless they had like salsa or queso or guacamole or a sauce, a salsa, a something that goes on top of it that you dip.
Sure. Oh, hey, speaking
Hmm.
of weird things to look at, I'm just curious if you can even recognize this.
Is it before my time? Is that
Can you divine what that is? I couldn't. This is not some quiz. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's what that thing looks like?
Is it a piece of candy?
Nope.
What is it?
I'm just waiting for chat to run out, the delay to run out to see if anyone goes, oh, you dumb fucks, you don't know what that is. It's a
Sleepy
spice.
Doodle. Wait, what?
It's a spice.
What spice?
Well, that was a hint, not an answer.
Oh, all right. Well, in that case, we'll wait.
Okay.
Sleepy Doodle, I had whiskey for the first time on my 24th birthday. I was surprised that it was so sweet. Weebo Jones. See, okay, I have 3 types of alcohol on my alcohol bar. Alcohol. Polly, what have you done? On my room bar, because every college student needs a room bar. But I have, you've seen the Jose Cuervo.
Yep.
I also have this Malibu rum because I'm partial to the coconut flavor in my orange dreamsicles.
That I knew. That I knew. Yep.
And then I also have this peach Crown Royal, which I'm still figuring out what to do with. But I'm collecting all of the Crown Royal bottles because why not?
Because
I gotta start a collection somehow.
Well, so Prospero, I didn't even know she was here, but I'm not surprised that she was the one that got it first. It's a nutmeg. Also, Ryan Walters got it, and 14-0 got it. That's a nutmeg. Nut.
That's a nutmeg?
Yeah. And Zombie Teddy gets the best joke answer. Polly's gallstone? No. It's so get this. That's the way that it looks when it comes out, and the red Maker's Mark looking tendrils that are around it, that's mace.
Mace?
Like the spice, mace, M-A-C-E.
What?
Have you ever heard of it? A spice called mace?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those tendrils are what form the spice mace, and then the nut interior to those tendrils is what you grind up for nutmeg.
Huh.
And I'm like, my God, that's what it looks like? That's so nature, you funky. That looks weird.
It does. Ooh, that
It looks like something that's being overtaken by something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it looks like an alien movie. Ooh, that chills going up my spine. I don't like it. It's unnatural.
See, this year I wanted to get one of those. Have you ever seen a nutmeg box? They're like really old-timey and colonial-esque. It's a little slidey box that holds your nutmeg nut on one side, and you slide it to get the nutmeg out. And then it's got a grater on top, like a cheese grater. And you grate, and it falls inside to the little chamber that the nut was in. And you can turn it upside down and go tappity tap, and all the ground nutmeg will fall out. I want to get one.
No, I didn't even know that those existed. Polly,
Yeah.
What the frick?
I'm a man of old school tastes. And you can go on eBay and find them, like vintage nutmeg boxes. I want to get one of those, man.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I appreciate your old school tastes, but sometimes they get so outrageous. Not outrageous. not in the oh my gosh sense, but in the what? How would you even know about that kind of sense?
Well, okay, actually, I only found out about the nutmeg box because of a video channel that's on YouTube called The Townsends, and they do all colonial cooking. Sometimes they break away from cooking, but it's mostly focused on eating in and around late colonial period, Revolutionary War period, early Republic period. So like 1750 to 1800, right? And I love old-timey things. I'm really fascinated by that period. And they put nutmeg in everything. It was just the seasoning of the thing. And the guy said, I'll break out my vintage nutmeg box here and just scrapey, and then tapped. And I'm like, okay, new tab, nutmeg box.
But it's so obscure though. Like, and also, why do you have to have a box specifically for this one spice? I just okay. It's
because it's a little nut, and you can't just.
Yeah. You
don't need much of it. Nutmeg is very strong, so you do need to grind it up. So why not this? And we're talking a small box here. You have to, it's as wide as that nutmeg nut is, and then twice as long, because one side holds the nutmeg nut, and the other side is where and the top of it is the cheese grater like grating surface.
But like, it's specifically just for nutmeg.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just a little tin box, Weebs. Don't make a big deal out of it. Geez.
I know, but like, you got to think of it like how I'm thinking of it. Okay, you have this tin box. Its sole purpose is just to grind up nutmeg. That's it.
So you can keep it in your pocket and spice whatever
my
you
space in my house, and just to do this one thing, which is, you know, completely seasonal in my regard, right? Like, I don't bust out the nutmeg except for to put it in eggnog every once in a while in a blue moon during the holiday season. But it's taking up precious space in my household.
Okay, but Joe Lander makes a good point. He says, so about the size as a matchbox. Exactly. It's right around, it's just a little bit like 2 matchboxes on top of each other. But yeah,
still.
Well, okay.
That's my spice cabinet.
Okay, Irie Prostate brings up a great point. Weebs, what about garlic presses? See, I've got a garlic press. I would love to have a nutmeg box.
Almost every dish that I cook.
I've got a lemon zester. I mean, these things don't take up that much space. I mean, come on now.
They kind of do, though. See, I'm a big fan of the multi-purpose tool, right? So can we have a nutmeg scraping, lemon zesting, garlic pressing tool at some point, like that we can just use for all of these different things? Does it have to be a separate tool for each and every thing in the kitchen?
No, but but hold on. Like a lemon zester should have the 2 different grating surfaces on it. One fine, one rough. You could totally use the fine one to grate your nutmeg. So just get yourself a proper lemon zester.
Okay.
You're there.
So then why not just use the cheese grater? Because it's got multi sides, right? With the different grates on each side. So you can just use the cheese grater.
Because once you grind nutmeg on something, it doesn't matter how many times you wash it, it'll forever make everything taste like nutmeg. Nutmeg is just that strong. So then
your lemon zester tastes like nutmeg, and it doesn't work.
Because you don't ever use the fine. Get a separate nutmeg grinder, Weebs. Stop making it hard.
I'm not making it hard. I don't even like nutmeg. I'm just saying.
Someone's going to clip you doing that, you know. Throwing back, exposing your chest, saying, I'm not making it hard. It's going to happen.
Oh, yes.
I'm just saying you became micro-viral last week for calling yourself a retard. It's just...
I also came out as a trans woman, Polly. So
I saw that video. I approved. I enjoyed the sarcastic snark very much.
Oh, it was so hard to keep a straight face. And none of what I said in the video was untrue. That's the kicker, right? I have been on hormones for the past 5 years. Birth control. And it was a bitch to find the correct ones. All right? And, I never liked the color pink. It was always red for me. I wear freaking plaid. I was never the traditional woman. Everything was true. The only thing that was ridiculous about that whole sentiment was now I identify as a transgender female to female. But that makes my whole point, right? That's the long and short of it. It's literally just a difference of personality from what it is that is the traditional woman that is deciding who is this gender versus this non-normal gender.
Did you
Nothing else.
I'm sorry, just trying to follow what you're saying there. It's good.
Did it make sense?
Yes.
I'm half a bottle and it made sense.
Here, since we're talking about traditional and non-traditional women and etc. and tastes and that different people have, and Eve saying titties and flannel, she just turned on the lesbians. Yeah, right.
No, I am a heterosexual transgender woman. Thank you very much.
Let's just take a look at this picture here for a second. Weebs and I had done this previously on the video over on my channel, where we judged women in their looks, and she's tangentially related to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Don't swallow your teeth, please, and thank you. That's the biggest problem that I can just... My mother did that. I don't like it.
Swallowing your teeth.
Okay, the right picture.
Yes.
Does it look like her a lower lip is just kind of enveloping her top teeth?
See what happened. This is my guess. Okay, so I first of all, little quiz. Left and right. Go ahead. Guess her ages. You don't need to be exact. I'm just generally. I actually know her exact ages in both of these pictures. Do you have a left and
is
then
it like 1 year apart?
No.
Okay. One is late 40s, one is early 20s.
Which is which?
The early 20s one is the one where she looks like she's swallowing her top teeth. So the one with the glasses, and then the other one is the late 40s.
Well done. You actually almost exactly nailed it. Well done. She is 42 in the one on the left and 22 in the one on the right.
All right, so early 40s, early 20s.
Let
me guess. The difference is in the nose job and the mouth job.
Now, she argues she hasn't had a nose job. And to her defense, she is tilting her face downwards, which would make it look like her pointy nose isn't pointing down as much. But I don't know.
No, I can kind of see it in the late or the early 40s picture as well. She's got the little nose point.
Yeah.
You can see it. You can see it like right there.
Have you ever heard that thing how models learn to smile without squinting their eyes to stop the crow's feet from appearing when they smile? They only smile with the bottom half of their face.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I think she's doing on the left. Is that
yes.
It looks like she's swallowing her teeth. It's just because when she's 22 in the picture on the right, she's simply smiling her natural smile. On the left, that is her learned smile, to not show too much upper gum and to not look like you said swallowing her teeth.
Well, yeah, no, because what a lot of people like to do is they like to smile their whitest. And with the whitest, you go all the way up into the crow's feet. But in addition to that, here, I'll show you. In addition to that, right, the difference between those smiles is that you are bringing just this up to here.
Yeah.
And you're not enveloping the bottom teeth or the top teeth, right? So you're going, but it's not like a genuine smile. This is a genuine smile. But of course, I'm not closing my mouth. When you do close your mouth, it looks a little bit more like this. So some people have a bigger bottom lip wherein they're actually enveloping their bottom. Oh, what is this?
Whenever I look at a picture of Jennifer Garner and I think about Jennifer Garner, I got like, Ben Affleck, you're an idiot. You cheated with the babysitter on that gorgeous, devoted creature. And then she divorced your dumb ass. And here is this dumbass chowing down on a fucking Big Mac in between making films. You're a moron, Ben Affleck.
That's him?
That's Ben Affleck, yeah.
No.
Yeah. What just you're
That's
a fool.
Not him.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
You lied to me.
And see, Irate Prostate agrees. What a dumbass. Yeah. Ben Affleck, you're a fucking dumbass.
You're lying to me. That's not Ben Affleck. Thank you, Connor Johnson, for the $2. Did you know that Wallace and Gromit is turning 30? Dude, that brings back such memories. I loved Wallace and Gromit as a kid. Yes, I'm old enough for that. All right? Don't sue me. It's fine. Don't judge.
I do have to say that Jennifer Garner bears some amount of responsibility in this matter. Not a large one, but a small one. Hold on, I'll bring up this other picture here. Okay. And bring up this one. And so this over here and screen share and screen share and select the monitor and screen share. There we go. So this is what I'm assuming you're thinking when you think of Ben Affleck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that him from The Accountant?
No, but he did look very, very similar. This is actually him from BVS, from Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice.
Yeah, okay.
But he rocked the same look. And all jokes aside, he was the best part of Batman v Superman. Him as Bruce Wayne, I didn't think it was going to work, and it ended up being the best part of the film, in my opinion. He was a great older Bruce Wayne. He was able to pull off the suave, grizzled, I'm sick of the world, kind of beaten down. Oh, yeah, he lived up to Frank Miller's vision of an older Bruce Wayne very well, I thought. So if you can do this, why are you that burger chomping moron who's cheating on your gorgeous wife, you retard. But
not everyone can be perfect all the time, Polly, like you. All right.
This is the babysitter.
Can you zoom in a little bit? Is that possible?
I can. It's just going to get increasingly blurry because there's not a lot of photographs of her available. Oops. There we go.
Okay. All right. She's got my mother's smile, and that automatically is a giant turnoff.
Well, see.
Oh God, she looks like a really young version of my mother today. Oh, it's kind of scary. Take it off.
So the reason I say that is, okay, I said Jennifer Garner owns some small modicum of responsibility in this matter. So let me see if I get this straight, Miss Garner or Mrs. Affleck, whatever. You have a couple of kids with this guy, Ben Affleck, who is a star. He's wealthy. So are you. You're a star. You're wealthy. But you bring this woman in to babysit your children. This is the woman you're going to get to come watch your kids, to hang out with your husband alone. Whatever happened to a healthy sense of female jealousy where you hire a dumpy looking Hispanic? Well, I guess Arnold Schwarzenegger banged a dumpy looking Hispanic woman, didn't he?
Is it that much? Is it that hard, Polly, to expect faithfulness out of your partner in marriage?
No, it's not. It's not. And I would never have chosen this wannabe failed model over Jennifer Garner, a talented, lovely, devoted creature.
It was a test. He failed, says Irene Prostate. Okay. I have the utmost faith in my boyfriend that come, such a nonsense test, if I were to implement such a test. Not that I would, because I trust him implicitly. But in the event that I did, I have faith in his ability to say, no, not today.
Not today.
I am potato.
He says, Ben Affleck cheated on his wife with Weebo's mom.
She looks like, no, I'm not even kidding. It's kind of scary. She looks like a younger version of my mother before the MS and chronic poverty. It makes me uncomfortable, actually, because she's got like the same nose and the same smile, and eyebrows are so thin.
Yeah, I hear you. See, okay, now here's the thing. The reason why I keep throwing in that word devoted is because if you ever saw her talking about Affleck when he wasn't around, you see it. She's not acting. This is a woman who's talking about a man that she's totally infatuated with. Okay. I remember watching this show that, what's the actor's name? He's also, he directed Iron Man and Iron Man 2. He was in both Iron Man and Iron Man 2. He plays Happy. He's Tony Stark's helper guy.
Oh, isn't he also one of the writers as well?
Yeah. What is that guy's name? That director's name? I'm trying to recall.
I couldn't tell you if I tried.
Somebody in chat.
I just know that he's one of the writers.
Yeah, chat is sharp as hell. Favreau, thank you, Irate Prostate. Jon Favreau. See, I knew chat was going to get it. They're smarter than us. Jon Favreau has a show that you guys might be interested in checking out. It's called Dinner for Five. All of the episodes are up on YouTube. The plot of it is fascinating. It's just a reality TV show, basically, where he invites 4 people to dinner with him at a different restaurant, and they're all filming a movie or whatever it is they're doing. And it'll be directors and actors and writers, and they sit around and have dinner, and it's called Dinner for Five. And there's like cameras around them, so it's good cinematography, if you will. And they just have dinner and they edit it together into a show that lasts an hour long. The conversations they have about the behind the scenes stuff is fascinating. I don't mean behind the scenes gossip like tabloid bullshit. I just mean it's weird, the stuff that goes into movies. And I think about this and they just get into deep conversations and go places you wouldn't think they do. Like Jon Favreau, who himself is half Jewish, one of his parents is Jewish, brings it up and he says, why do you think it is that there are so many Jews in Hollywood? I mean, people aren't wrong when they say Jews run Hollywood. And it's like, whoa, did you just say that out loud, man? Like that's like a spicy, but it's dinner conversation. And that's the way they're talking, really open. And then somebody brings up as a counterpoint, Jews may run Hollywood, but notice how slow they are to put Jews in front of the screen. They have the power to. Could be all Jewish actors, but it's not. Interesting. And they get in and around it, and they talk about these things, and then a title comes up on screen during that conversation that this episode was added to a museum piece of Jewish history in Hollywood for a Jews in America museum display, that you could watch that video because they have such an open and honest discussion about Jewish identity and how it's related to the world and Jewish stereotypes and stuff. And that's just one example of the kind of very interesting conversations they end up having. One of them, anyway, has both Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner together at the table when they're just dating. Jennifer Garner cannot take her eyes off of Affleck through the entire meal. Everything he says, she finds absolutely hilarious. He can't do anything that isn't completely bewitching and charming to this woman. And you cheated on her. She married you. This was a non-cheating, gorgeous, talented, rich woman who completely fell for you, Ben Affleck, and you cheated on her with the fucking babysitter, you moron. I'm
Why
obviously
would you
why would I? I'm sorry.
No, just in not you, but like just in general, why would anyone throw something like that away? Like, what is wrong with you personally that you would throw away something so pure, I guess, something so sincere. There we go. Something so sincere away for something that's definitely not. Something that's passing.
Yeah, something so sincere for something that's so fleeting. I hear you, and that's what blows my mind. I think just I might actually have
just stumbled across the answer. You know how there are certain people who are more attuned to opt for the instant gratification versus the delayed gratification, right? So we have people who will go for a more short-term payout rather than a long-term gain in instances, and that makes all the difference in the business world or just in life in general in terms of success. That also has to do with like why, or it helps to explain why people are more prone to addiction than not, because they want that instant high rather than the longevity of like health or whatever. And it's probably because there's no certainty in the long term of their relationship versus the short term of, yes, this woman is throwing herself at me right now in this instant. I'm going to take advantage of this situation because it's right here, right now. There is a certainty. It's happening versus I don't know if she's going to be with me for the rest of our lives. I don't know if she's actually going to be, you know, the person that I met, that I married for the rest of our foreseeable future together. I don't know if it's going to work out, stuff like that. You know, there's a level of uncertainty there. So that's probably part of at least the way, the reason why that explains why that happened, maybe.
Well, you know what? I think that that's a possible element in it. I definitely think that there's no such thing as one. It happened because of reason X. Like, no, there's probably a bunch of things that went together. To admit my own bias and playing a lot into it, because one, I find Jennifer Garner quite fetching. So, you know, I'm going to be
she's like, not even British.
What?
She's not even got that like dark, mysterious British feel about her.
Oh yes, the thing I have for British women like that. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, she's no Agent Carter, but she's got a little something that's why I keep wishing Elektra was a far better movie than it is. Because I mean,
I have that on TV actually. And Daredevil. I got the 10-pack of like really crappy Marvel movies for really cheap. I was 10, sue me. Or maybe not 10. I was really young. It was cheap. I needed content to watch in the car on the long excursions across the country. Sue me. Anyway, sorry, you were saying.
Well, so and can I name one more thing that's quite
you may
befitting and bewitching about Jennifer Garner? She's like a health addict. Have you ever seen her in one of her films? The woman rocks a 6-pack in her 40s. I mean, holy shit.
I could get to that level.
I mean, this is a woman after 2 kids who rocks a 6-pack in her 40s. Like, dude, you're a moron. Now, with all of that said, maybe at home she's an ultra bitch. I don't know. I'm trying to make some kind of sense out of it. Ooh, Harry Channel brought up Nigella Lawson. Good call, Nigella, man.
I don't know who that is.
She's a woman who ran a number of shows over on the Cooking Channel. She's a British woman with dark hair and I'll just say it, huge tits. And she's
well endowed in the testicle region.
Yes, in the testicle region. Yes, and she's quite fetching. And she cooks and she's got that smoky London accent and just saying.
Easily distracted by the beautiful women, are we, Polly?
I don't believe in breaking a woman up into different things. It's the presentation of the whole. It's the fact that it's the way she talks and the crooked smile and the wink and the sound of her voice. And yeah, I'm a sucker for the British accent, the English accent, and it's all of that together that really sells it.
Okay. So you say you're a sucker for the British accent.
At times, yeah.
Okay. Aren't there like 80 million different British accents? I'm, of course, exaggerating, but there are different British accents. Or United Kingdom accents. Fine.
There are completely. And I asked Bear about this. Irate Bear. Or Irate Alex, excuse me. He gets irate, ironically, when you call him Bear now. Mm-hmm. About this, and I've never gotten a straight answer. Any British individual that I've asked about this, you can never get a straight answer. They just start talking about the different people on the British Isles that they hate. It seems like an invitation for them to talk about those goddamn Welshmen or those sons of bitches over in Yorkshire. And it's like, guys, I just want to talk about the different accent,
Well, because with every, individual instance of British person that you come across, you have the different accent, obviously. So it makes sense that different accents would be partitioned up with a specific group of people from the British Isles.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So it makes sense. And there's a lot of infighting there, obviously, because you don't just conquer half the world and get away with it all scot-free.
Well, okay. The thing that I have been berated for is it's like, well, which accent do you like? And I said, I've come to find out it's the accent that's called RP, received pronunciation. This is what I gather that it's called, and I have a thin understanding of this at best, that is supposedly a fake boarding school accent that isn't really an accent of anywhere. It's a rich Londoner accent. So
it's the one that you're taught to speak in.
Yes.
As opposed to you just grew up with that and that is what you speak.
That sort of thing is what I've been told, and like I said, I have a thin understanding of this.
Is that what they use in British television as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I know what you're talking
about. I was watching. I may or may not have watched a given interview with Rebecca Hall, one of the most beautiful women to ever cross the screen in a MCU film. Oh. Weebs was there for the top 10 countdown on my channel, and I placed her rather high because I'm quite taken with Rebecca Hall.
I was there.
Damn woman went and got married.
Oh, poor Polly. What is he ever going to do now? He's never going to find a woman.
Well, I held out hope. I was like, well, it doesn't mean it's going to last. She's an actress. You know what them Hollywood types
Polly,
are. It's not, and that
you to be the one that can woo the woman of the MCU, do you?
Say that again? I'm sorry?
You don't reasonably believe yourself to be the person who is going to woo the women of the MCU, do you?
No, I could do it. I could do it.
All right. I'll say no more.
Because remember, it's it's Rebecca Hall, after her failed marriage with somebody that she never should have began with anyway, ended up dating a baritone voice political science professor, a man of culture and style and panache, somebody who matched her intellect as well as her beauty. Imagine, I could hear this on an entertainment show, and then
this is wishful thinking. All right, sorry. Continue. What were you saying?
It's don't ruin my story.
I'm not ruining it. I'm just adding a narrative exposition that is crucial to the plot.
So, in any case, And it relates because Rebecca Hall starred as the excuse me, supporting character and love interest of Ben Affleck in the stellar movie The Town from 2010. If you've never seen it, highly recommended. Jeremy Renner wins big points playing Jem in that film.
I love that actor.
Jeremy Renner? Yeah, Jeremy Renner's the bomb. He's pretty goddamn good at what he does. No question.
Sure. Sorry, continue.
If you could happen your way over to the Craig Ferguson channel, the late night host, the Scotsman who became an American citizen, he's hilarious as hell, ran a great late night interview, comedy, entertainment show. Anyway, he's got Rebecca Hall on just when Iron Man 3 is premiering. And Ferguson has this really cool habit of never talking to people about what they're there to pitch. Like, she's there because she's on the promotional tour for Iron Man 3. And he talks to her about everything but Iron Man 3. It's his style. Like, I'm just not going to do this. I'm going to be hard to get along with, right? So he's like, so you were born into an actor's family, as I understand it. Your father ran a Shakespeare troupe. And she's like, oh, yes, yeah. He goes, and it is the Bard's birthday today, is it not? And she's like, oh, yes, it is. I'm surprised you knew that. And he's like, I know things. And the whole back and forth between them becomes this thing of working class versus upper class, that he's like putting her in the upper class and he's the lower class who's not willing to be put down in this way. I just watch it because she's so beautiful and I just love listening to her talk. And he's like, I lived in London for a while, you know. And she goes, oh, really? Where? And he goes, you're from London, right? And she says, yeah. He goes, oh, I lived in blah, 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 blah. I forget the region he named. And then she says, oh, very nice. And he said, well, you didn't need to say that. And she goes, what? Or what? In her little RP accent. Yeah. And he goes, I speak rich, girl. I know what you just said. You said it like I'm posh and you're not. And she goes, I did not. And she goes, I heard the way you said that too. That fake effrontery. I know rich girls. It's a hilarious back and forth interview. That's like, he's trying to make it as awkward as possible and she's not letting him. It's great.
Okay, all right. So I went and I looked up Rebecca Hall, just for those in the audience who don't quite know who it is that we're talking about. And, you know, I was also reading the chat, and Joe Lander pointed out something interesting. He said that she looks very similar to Memory Holiday. Do you get that impression from her?
No.
No?
No.
Because I can see it.
No.
No? You don't see that?
No.
All right. Because I kind of see it. I kind of see it. I think you're just being reluctant. Where's her Instagram? Maybe I have to go to Instagram for this. I'm having an issue.
Hold on. Let's just go to a proper picture of
okay.
Of Rebecca Hall.
Oh, you have a proper picture all geared up and ready to go?
Yes, I do, because these were pictures that we used for the top 10 MCU women countdown. So yeah, okay. I've already got them on my computer.
Okay. Fair enough. I can see it. Let me find a good face picture. Here's Mems.
Okay, there. Yeah, by all means, bring up the pictures of Mems, and then we'll show you Rebecca Hall and see if chat sees the similarity.
All right. Sans the nose ring and the obvious Rosie the Riveter-esqueness. Here's Mems. And you have your pictures?
I do.
All right. Here is... Balak, I'm live.
That sounded like the police was coming. Damn. That was
you literally just said RA. You can open the door. Do you want to say hi? Joel Lander's in the chat.
Christian's here.
Oh, hi, Christian.
Hi, I'm leaving.
Bye.
Have you seen the kitchen?
No. Do I want to see the kitchen?
The trash never got taken out. It just got put in bags and placed next to the trash can.
You know I'm live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care.
Thanks.
They didn't hear it.
I'll look in a bit. And they probably did. You guys probably did.
I think you should look. It's disgusting. Also, the kitchen countertops are dirty and the table's dirty.
Mm. Mm. I'm not drunk enough for this.
I think
I'm
you should
still
get a
not drunk
camera
enough for
and
this.
stream it.
What?
You should get a camera and stream it.
I should stream the kitchen?
Yeah, stream your reaction to it.
Probably I'm gonna have an aneurysm.
Oh, I walked in here and the whole house reeked. And it was 6 degrees.
I'm gonna have an aneurysm. All right, say goodbye to your girlfriend. I'll talk to you later.
I'm going to bed.
I'll talk to you tomorrow. He's gone. I'm not okay. Ollie, I've just received horrible news.
Yeah, I heard.
The kitchen is messy.
And you've been told to clean it up.
No,
Well,
I'm not cleaning it up. I'm not fucking cleaning this nonsense up.
don't break things.
I'm so angry.
Be careful. There's liquor around. You don't want to break it.
You know what I did? All right, Polly, hang on, pause. Before we go on to your Rebecca Hall shenanigans. Do you know what I did? I posted a sign maybe a month ago saying, please clean up after yourself. Other people live here, clean the oven, the stovetop, the microwave if you make a mess, the dishes, the sink, the counter, the table, all this jazz, because we share a kitchen. There are 8 of us in this place. Well, 7 now, but there were 8 of us, and we were all sharing the same kitchen. So it's only courteous that you clean up after yourself, right? Makes sense. I'm not asking the world of you.
And it didn't happen.
No, it didn't happen. So I came up with another note 2 weeks after the dishes were not done, because it takes 2 weeks to do fucking dishes, Polly. Did you know that? I didn't.
It doesn't take 2 weeks to do dishes, though.
No, it takes 2 weeks. Anyway, so I took the dishes from the sink. I didn't do them. I put them in a box off to the side. And I said, box of unused dishes. I labeled it. That's what I labeled the box. That's what it's called. It's the box of unused, unwanted dishes. And it sits there. And every once in a while, I see dishes left over in the sink that haven't been cleaned, and I put them in there. I'm this close to posting a third sign. The third sign says, all dishes left in the sink until 7 a.m. in the morning are assumed to be unwanted and will thusly be thrown into the trash unceremoniously. This close to posting that, Polly. And I haven't even seen the kitchen.
Here's a possible suggestion.
Go ahead.
This worked for me. We lobbied our RA when I was an undergrad for funds to buy paper plates from the entertainment fund because people refused to do their fucking dishes. So we had paper plates and solo cups, and there was no more need to wash anything, for you simply threw them out. Now, does that mean that the scumbags didn't leave their dirty paper plates sitting on the counter as if they expected someone to fucking wash them? No, that totally happened. But all you had to do was throw them out. See, it's a win.
Okay, see, that would work if the dishes that they're leaving in the kitchen are strictly that of the ones that they're eating the food off of, but it's also the dishes that they're making the food in. So it's pans, pots, and ladles.
Fair enough.
Mixing spoons and all that jazz. And they're not being cleaned, and they're being left in the dishwasher, or not the dishwasher, the sink. We have a perfectly good dish rack that I spent a solid $25 on, right there, just sitting on the side of the sink, waiting to be used like the whore that it is. But do they use it? No.
What school are you going to? What kind of undergrads are actually cooking shit? Everything I cooked came out of a fucking microwave or used a kettle to pour hot water over top of ramen.
They're not from the States, Polly.
Oh.
They're foreign exchange students. This is a private institution, technically. So you do the math.
Gotcha. You are the reed. Trouble blows through you like the wind.
Alcohol will get me through this troublesome time, Polly.
Paper pots, says Zombie Teddy. I don't know if that's a. I
Light
don't
them
think it'd
on
be a good
fire.
idea.
Boil your rice in the paper.
I was impressed though. The paper bowls will take a microwaving pretty well.
The Harry channel for $5 says if you need to take a break, Polly and I can just talk about English women for a while. I'm good. I'm really good. It's fine.
So anyway, back to Rebecca Hall.
Okay, so back to the subject at hand. Sorry, you wanted me to post this picture of Rebecca Hall, right?
I'm just arguing that there's like at best a vague resemblance of. I mean, look at the smile. Oh my God.
Rebecca Hall, and that is Mems. Rebecca Hall. Here, let me find a better picture of Mems smiling.
I am trying desperately to not say mean things about Mems. Stop it.
Pre-dreadlocks or post-dreadlocks, I think she looks kind of similar. I mean, there's
look at this natural smile. This is her at Comic-Con, and somebody just said something funny, and she's like, "Oh my, how you make me laugh!" in her delightful accent. And I was
like, give me a non-smile though.
A non-smile?
Damn it!
I heard you walk into the freaking apartment.
Didn't know that you thought I'd walk in here.
I heard the air conditioning.
The air conditioning?
You can't sneak up on me, fool. I'm a sneaky bastard.
No, you're not. You also have the very weirdest face right now.
I'm drunk.
I went to a liquor tasting this week.
Liquor tasting? They have those?
Yeah, it was like a wine tasting, except instead of wine, they gave you hard liquors.
I want to go.
And do you know how much it was?
How much?
$15.
I want to go.
For 8.
Polly, I'm so sorry. I'm very drunk.
They had really
you know what?
Here, my housemate in like a week.
There, that's a non-smiling face, and that's about as English as anybody could possibly look.
Okay, all right. So, okay.
Also, I bought $700 worth of computer parts that'll be here on Tuesday.
Can I help you put it together?
Yeah.
Yes.
New motherboard, new processor, new RAM, and a new cooling system.
Oh my God.
The cooling system's freaking badass. The fans and the process and the cooling sink light up. It's all white. The motherboard. Oh,
I'm having an aneurysm, but like it's an orgasm.
The motherboard has lights on it that change depending on how hot the parts are. So if they're red, the thing's overheating, and if it's blue, it's cold.
Polly, are you listening to this?
I am.
Are you excited?
Oh yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm interested. I wouldn't go so far as to say excited.
We should get Balak on because he's fun.
Also, I started my Unity project. I'm gonna need your help.
Okay.
Because I
will talk to you later. I'm in the middle of a show. You can't just walk in here, try to scare me, and then have a whole discussion with me like.
Go check the kitchen out real quick.
I will do it later.
No, please do it now. Live on stream. The reaction would be amazing.
All right. Do you mind, Polly, if I do
What?
that?
I want to see what the kitchen looks like too.
He wants to see what the. Okay. See, the problem is I have this hooked up to my non-portable system. I will come back after I've seen it and I will describe it in graphic detail. How about that?
So what, you're gonna go take pictures, or you're just gonna come back with a verbal description?
I will take pictures of it. How about that? Where the frickin' frack is my phone? There it is. All right, I will take pictures
Where
of it.
the frickin' frack is the?
Also, your box multiplied.
The box.
Yeah.
That's meant to be holding the dishes.
Yeah, it multiplied, and now there's 2 of them.
All right, I have to go see this. I will take pictures and then I will post them on the stream. Polly, entertain the folk.
All right, folk. Well, shit. What the hell am I going to talk about now? That's a total. I know. Let's talk about Dirty Harry. And I'll tell you why I want to talk about Dirty Harry, because I'm watching the Dirty Harry films in order. So I started with Dirty Harry, the 1971 original, yesterday. And today I watched 1973's Magnum Force. It's interesting to see, in my opinion, the influence that Dirty Harry had. Like the films, I mean, like so many things about like the the hard-boiled, blow-you-away detective, the even bleeding over into the buddy cop film genre. You know what I mean? So many styles and sayings, like not just your classic ones, the make my day and so forth, and this being a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, it could blow your head clean off. No, just the look of it and the suit. I can hear them yelling in the background. Can you guys?
Because I refuse to take it down.
Oh, holy shit! She's back and she's mad.
How do you feel?
She looks irate.
I'm gonna email these pictures to myself real quick, and then I will. Polly, no, I will send them to you, and then you will put them on the stream.
Will I? Okay. Well, DM them to me on the Twitter machine or Discord. Either one. I got both open.
I was just gonna do Discord.
I'm going to bed now.
Night night.
My work here is done. Actually, I want to wait and listen to Polly's response.
You can watch the stream if you would like.
I always knew you were religious.
That was given to me by a relation that I don't know about.
I always knew you were religious.
I thought the stream froze there for a second. That was a hell of a weight that she put in there.
It's not gonna burn me. I'm not a vampire.
No, I expected like bursting into flames, lightning bolt strikes down.
How are my files too powerful? All right, I'll send them to you on Twitter. I'm sorry. This is such a disaster. Close the door. What the sprickens yakking?
Well, while you're doing that, I started talking about Dirty Harry while you're away because I'm watching the films. The Harry channel said Dirty Harry versus Bullet. Your thoughts? Hey, I love me some Steve McQueen, man. I really do. But there's something about Clint Eastwood has got that presence, that certain something that you can't put a finger on. And as much as I love Steve McQueen, Clint Eastwood has more charisma in the role of the grizzled detective. But if you haven't seen Bullet, and you're a fan of Dirty Harry, yo, man, go check out Bullet. You'll love it. Great film.
Okay. Sorry. The next 6 minutes for $2 says. Oh, snap. Weaves with the ad-lib roomy adventure, smiley face. I sent you the pictures in ascending order. So as you're walking into the kitchen, this is what you see. All right? It's on your Twitter, not on your... Excuse me. Not on.
Oh, you sent it to Twitter? Oh, shit.
Yeah. Because it wasn't sent to Discord. I have the hiccups.
All right. I'm waiting for it to arrive. Oh, it's a ribbon. It's a ribbon.
Okay. Let's see.
Just waiting for these pictures to load. How many did you send? 3?
I sent 4.
4. Okay.
Mm-hmm. The most recent should be a hallway with trash bags in it.
I haven't mentioned on this stream, so I'll take the opportunity to. Yep. The new Twitter interface sucks.
Yes.
Okay.
You just talking about it?
Yeah, the new Twitter interface in my browser and my potato do not get along. Waiting.
Waves per people, right?
Oh, it's not that bad. Hold on, it's loading said pictures so I can scroll through them when I bring it up on screen here. Okay.
I can't wait to have a bitch fit about this. And it's perfectly acceptable that I have a bitch fit about this because I posted notes and everything, Polly. All right, I posted notes. And
yeah, is that the note that's above the?
Yeah, posted on the microwave. Yeah.
Okay, just give me a quick second.
I need more alcohol.
It's not letting me scroll through them, so I will just save them to my desktop here. See, guys, you're waiting for the pictures? Oh, let me tell you something. You can blame the new Twitter interface. This is fucking awful. Oh, I see the box of unwashed dishes there.
Thank you to Maniac for the $5 and Aussie dollars on the stream, on the super chats. He says, dump the dirty dishes on their bed. See, I don't know whose dishes they are. And there are 8 possible candidates, me included in that. Although probably maybe it'd be like 6 because we have one roommate that moved out, another one that's me, another one that's Bailey. So, okay, 5. See, that's 5 possible candidates, and I can't just dump dishes on some rando's bed not knowing if they are the actual culprit or not.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How far away is the nearest, I don't know, garbage incinerator or dumpster or whatever? Like where's the garbage bags going to?
They go to a trash, like a dump, that gets picked up every week and put into the thing. It's like a big old back alley dumpster. Does that make sense?
So I'm curious as to why they are the garbage bags are sitting in the hallway.
That's a good question. Because they're down 2 flights of stairs in the opposite direction of anyone's classes, maybe? I don't know. I've taken the trash out about 3 times in the 2 months that we've lived here. I know Balik has done it maybe twice in the 3 months that we lived. 2 months? 2 months. Because we got here in August, September, October. So that's 2 months. That's 2 months.
Okay, pictures is up.
Garbage. And I take my trash out. I do. I actually, let me tell you, I have
Weebo.
Oh, sorry.
You're drunkenly meandering. The pictures are up. There you go.
Okay. So this is the kitchen, and this is obviously the stovetop with the fancy note that I have at the top. There is the good wine sign, as
here. Let's look at the note. Oh my God, she's got such girly penmanship. Make sure to clean up after yourself. Thoughts.
Dishes.
Thoughts.
No, that.
But you didn't put an apostrophe, so it's supposed to be that is, right? Why did you put the apostrophe after the S?
It's a freaking colon.
No, I only see one. That's not even a dot. I see a line there.
Your zooming is despicable.
Hold on. Hey, I'm going with the quality of picture you sent to me. Let's just take a look. See, I do not see any point separation.
Okay, so apparently there is a pixel misrepresentation here. Twitter, what have you done?
See, let me just point something out to you. Make sure to ... That's a colon. Clean up after yourself, ellipsis in the subtext. And then that's missing its apostrophe followed by a line that she's claiming to be a colon.
It's a colon. I can take a better picture of it later if you want. Okay? Just keep reading.
That's dishes, food, waste, tables, stovetops, etc. Please and thanks.
Because you got to thank your people.
Yeah. And there's the good wines and good friends. And yeah, I'm not going to lie. This is not the cleanest stovetop or hob, as our British friends say.
It's absolutely abysmal.
That's pretty filthy. Not going to lie. The stains on the countertop are pretty gross. Not going to lie.
Some of the stains can't be scrubbed out, but those definitely can.
At least there's some
toaster.
Yeah. Is the toaster disgusting? Like full of crumbs to the point where you get smoke every time you turn it on?
Mm-hmm.
Just looking around here. Well, at least there's a fire extinguisher.
Of course.
And someone was smart enough to put a ground fault interrupter circuit over there. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. That's my blender, and that is my coffee pot, and that is my cutting board, the one with the green sides. This
is literally all yours? All those things?
All those things are mine. The brown cutting board, the plate, and whatever the hell that white thing is not mine.
What is this item here between the phone and the cutting board?
Oh, fuck. I don't know. It's probably a wrapper.
Looks like garbage or some shit.
Mm-hmm. There were no sinks, or there were no dishes in the sink. I'll have you know. But keep going.
Okay, yes. Let's go on to the next picture. This is, for some reason, this came through even smaller, but we'll zoom in on it.
So you see my box of unwanted dishes.
Yes, right here off to the left, yes.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a second box.
Yes.
And I don't know whether that came from, when that happened, or what its purpose is, but obviously it's not doing anything. Then you see the table, which is littered with nonsense. Yes, it is a very small table for 8 people. Thank you for noticing, Jake. Sorry, that was said so angrily. I did not mean it in the angry way that I meant it, that I said it.
What is this? Cooking wine? What is that green bottle?
There's rice, maybe some sugar. There's a rice cooker there.
Yeah, I see the rice cooker.
Yeah. I can hear that. I hope they're clean.
And here's the garbage.
Yeah, there's the garbage just plopped right there.
Well, my favorite is the garbage that's plopped in the fucking hallway.
That's from the bathroom. So you can imagine how nasty that is.
Ew.
I'm living with pigs, Polly. I am living with literal pigs, and I can't handle it. I am a person of order and precision and thinking ahead, and there has to be some sort of cleanliness. It has to be clean. There's an expectation that you are picking up after yourself as an adult person on this planet. And it's not happening. It's not happening. There have been cinnamon rolls in a plastic container on that table in the living room for a solid 4 weeks, 5 weeks maybe now, and they're disgusting. That table has not been wiped down. There's been no vacuum run over there, and I'm trying to content myself with just letting it sit there and festering, but I live here too. And I don't want to have to tolerate living in a disgusting, filth-encroached situation wherein people's garbage, their disgusting food is collecting fur from decomposition, and their food is just taking up space in both the refrigerator and the sink because they absolutely refuse to clean dishes and or throw out nasty food. There is milk in that fridge that expired 4 weeks ago. Milk that expired.
Why don't you just toss it?
Because I'm trying to tell myself it's not my job to do that. I should not.
Well, okay, you know what? In a lot of cases, in terms of cleaning up after people, yes. But I would toss the milk before it turns chunky and sour and smells up the whole fridge. That would just be me.
What if I opened up the milk and then just put it in front of their hallway?
If you know whose it is? Oh, man, in a cold minute. Yeah, absolutely. It's a great idea.
Polly?
Yes.
If I do not survive this semester, do you remember what it was like to live as an undergrad with random strangers? I tried to bitch a fit to my family about this, and my cousin comes back with, yeah, we had the similar situation for like 3 months straight, but he's a frat boy, so it makes sense, and he's okay with that nonsense. Me, not so much. I was raised by Papa Jones. Papa Jones do not accept such nonsense in the household.
You know what actually got people cleaning shit up, ironically? Well, no, understandably, is when the RA said, because part of the, you got to vote where we were at in the dorm we were at on how the entertainment funds, which were meager at best, were dispersed. And you could either buy a ridiculously small amount of alcohol with them, which you weren't supposed to, but you could get away with it anyway. Or towards other things, as long as everyone voted for it. So we voted for coffee. We want free coffee.
Yeah.
So the RA said, until that kitchen's cleaned up, I'm not buying any more coffee. And the motherfucker was smart enough to do it strategically when there was like 1 K-cup of coffee left.
We don't.
And that was it. That kitchen was clean within hours, because it's like, what? No more caffeine? Well, people got on the hot foot to clean that kitchen. Let me tell you.
See, the foreign exchange students, which is 50% of the household here, are rich enough that they can just buy their own coffee and waste 50% of it. Like, it's not a big deal. The other thing is, too, we don't have an actual RA that comes in and actually monitors things and settles disputes between people. It's just kind of a free-for-all.
Gotcha.
Get a mini fridge for your room? I would, but I use the kitchen for other reasons. Like, it's got the sink, it's got the dishwasher, it's got the large fridge, it's got a You saw the file cabinets, the drawer, not the drawers.
Weebs, you're failing fast. The wine's getting to you, Jesus.
That much gone. Polly.
You're all, oh man, you use a lightweight, but that's cool. Cheap dates
I
are
am a
cool.
lightweight.
That's
Yeah, rich kids are the worst in terms of being entitled and leaving messes.
May
And
I inquire as to what area of the globe these foreign exchange students might be from? Are from all over, or
try and guess. Try and guess which part of the world these foreign exchange students hail from.
the Asian Pacific region?
How did you know?
Well, I just wild guess. I don't know. I may have encountered.
Wild guess.
Yeah, or I just went off of every piece of evidence I've ever encountered in my life on a campus.
No, it's so weird though, isn't it? It's always the Asian students that hail from China that don't fucking clean up their messes in the kitchen. They make them. They know how to cook, but they never clean them. And I feel like, all right, I might be a little bit bigoted in my assertion that this is the case, but throughout my 4 years, that has been the case. All right.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a freshman and living in the freshman dorms, and we only had the one kitchen on the first floor, it was always messy, and there was always shit in the fridge left over and dishes in the sink left over from when the Asian kids would go and then make their Saturday morning meals or whatever. Sophomore year. Not so much junior year because we lived in a house isolated from people and we selected like 6 members. So we were fine. We didn't have that concern. But this year especially, it's especially bad because we actually use this kitchen sometimes. We saw the rice cooker on the table. All right,
Mm-hmm.
without the rice cooker though, would you have guessed? Would you have guessed?
I would have.
All right. Polly knows from experience. Yes. And the reason is because the Asian students are rich enough that their parents can send them over here, overseas, to attend school in private institutions and literally buy anything that they want for that semester, in that semester, and then just throw it away at the end of the semester when they go back home.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding, dude. I have seen enough post-semester, donation piles to know
Sure.
that is exactly what goes on.
There was in the okay, so the garbage chute that went down to the dumpster at the bottom was in a place we just called the garbage room. And it actually had a number of things in there, but the garbage chute was in there. Anyway, that's where the donation pile at the end of the semester ended up. The stuff that was there from Asian students would blow your a flat screen TV.
Perfectly good, right?
Yeah, no, it worked and everything. They just weren't taking it home because they had a bigger one back in Hong Kong or wherever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just they bought a flat screen TV for the semester and just dumped it. And like in the garbage room, that's the reason why it became the donation box area or donation pile is because we couldn't fit it down the fucking garbage chute and they're too lazy to walk downstairs and throw it in the dumpster. That was their intention by putting it there. It was garbage. Computers, like full computer towers. I don't know what the internal guts of them were like, or how powerful they were, or whatever the fuck, but all kinds of electronics, all of their kitchen appliances, juicers, microwaves. Yeah, they were all there in the donation pile. So which was really to them the garbage pile, you see.
Yeah. So the lesson to be learned here is that Weebo's going to make some bank in terms of the things that she gets out of the semester. Is that the Asian students just move out? They chuck all their stuff in the trash. All their
Ryan Walters says take their computers and replace your potato. Well, that was back in undergrad, and
Hey, Polly, you know what? If you open up a P.O. box or whatever, I could just send you whatever it is the Asian students don't want.
I'd open a P.O. box, but, because of the kind of people that know me online, I'd have to soak every package in water for 12 hours before I opened it. And that would kind of do damage to any kind of electronic components, unfortunately.
You think people are gonna just start sending you anthrax in the mail, Polly?
Or explosives.
Come on.
The point being, soaking it in water will solve most of the problem. Someone sends you a glitter bomb, that'll take care of it as well. There's all sorts of reasons you want to soak packages.
That's fair. Yeah, I dumpster dive at the end of the school year, and it's actually quite nice. What's funny is that our school has an actual thrift shop dedicated to reselling the things that students have left behind after the school year is up, which is clever on their part. But if you can get to the donation piles before the school does, you can get a pretty hefty haul. I got a grand number of clothes that I could alter. One of my favorite sweaters, I chopped the sleeves off of and made into a nice sleeveless sweater. It was really nice. It's very pretty. You've probably seen it. It's the burgundy one. Yeah, I got that from a donation pile. I got my laundry hamper from a donation pile. A few other things too. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm too drunk for this nonsense. And we're over time by about a half an hour and 1 minute.
And actually, yeah, now that I look at the clock, I'm supposed to go over onto Blind Press's channel to talk of the smattering of a modicum of a slim amount of knowledge that I possess on Canadian politics, because there are elections tomorrow, and for some reason they want me there to weigh in. I think they just want my mellifluous baritone tones there.
Obviously, that's exactly why they've conscripted me. I've been told to adopt all the cats in the region and control the food supply. I'll get right on that.
Ouch. Yeah, let me tell you something, man. When tensions build and it's all one group of people doing something, you get the racism starts. I heard more than once, "Hey, ching chong," being yelled out down the hallway over some
that hasn't started yet, but I'm the opposite of my grandmother, who harbors a love for the Asian cultures.
Mm-hmm.
I've started to feel myself have a pent up resentment for certain Asian members.
To me, but I mean, it's exactly like you described. The reason I guessed Asian Pacific, because it's not that, it's a goddamn Chinaman. That's not the point. The point is that it's extremely wealthy Asians that, that's why they're here, is because of the wealth more than who they are. Who they are has got very little to do with it. It's
or what they have to contribute.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. I mean, because the Asian students in my at my undergrad school did not talk to anybody else. It's like, it adds diversity to the campus environment. It adds background imagery. Hey, that's brilliant.
You don't talk to anybody else? No, you're not.
Yeah, that was that's actually a good way of describing it. It adds background imagery because they don't talk to anybody else. And you try and be open and talk to them, and they suddenly no speak to English. And it's like, that's bullshit. Yes, they do. They're very insular amongst themselves, because we're not going to talk to the broke black folks and white people and so forth. We're just going to talk amongst ourselves. It's not just a language barrier thing at all.
No, it's definitely not a language barrier, because if they had a language barrier, they wouldn't be able to study at this university.
Yeah.
Even briberies aside, it would be a pain in the ass to study at this university in any capacity. Just no. But we are over time, Polly, and I have to piss motherfucking hydrant.
Well, the ladylikeness of the cocktail hour just went overboard.
Yes, I did.
I mean, please, I'm wearing a smoking jacket. Let's keep it.
I'm sorry. Let's keep it classy. Everyone, I have to visit the ladies' restroom.
Powder room.
Sorry. Thank you. Polly will have me speaking appropriately within no time. I promise you that. We'll get there.
This is not Pygmalion woman. Jesus.
My dear lady.
No, but on that note, yeah, we should really wrap up this particular cocktail 2 hour.
Cocktail hour, 2 hours. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Yes, we should. All right. Thank you to everyone who visited the lovely cocktail hour, who appreciated our input on certain shenanigans, and who enjoyed our wholesome commentary on all of the things. Thank you to those who donated, to me, to Polly, And thank you to those who commented as well. We appreciate all who visit us and like and share and comment and subscribe. And
yeah, thanks, Chad. It was fun. I had a good time.
Mhm. And so you will find us back here Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Polly, what is it, Easter Island time?
Christmas Island.
Christmas,
7 a.m. Christmas Island.
7 a.m. Christmas Island time. Be there or be square or some other variant of equilateralness. You go right ahead. And we will see you then. Thank you for
Have a good
coming.
night, everyone.
And good night. And I must end the broadcast. Stop. Nope, hang on. It has to be there.